out of the four of you. Ed, are you able to
Is
hear
everybody
okay to do
frozen?
that, you think? Oh, hold on. We'll, Jeff,
Good.
All right, we are live.
Okay. Herewith, a special meeting of the Conservation Commission Inland Wetlands Agency, Tuesday, June 30th. Call to order.
okay. And so obviously tonight, John Mailing will be acting as chair for this virtual meeting. We have attending tonight, John Mailing, Ed Halowinko,
Yo.
Matt Pence,
Here.
and Cheryl Brown.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, for receipt and discussion, the first item is number S20-551-284 New Canaan Avenue, Land Tech for Red Hill RELLC, corrective action restoration of a wetland and adjacent upland review area. And we have some paperwork here somewhere.
Yes. And Jeff, if you could allow me to screen share.
Sure, 1 second, please.
Okay. For the one that's blank.
Okay.
Or both of me.
Yeah, you're in here twice. Hang on.
Yeah, sorry.
Fine. Don't
Got
worry.
multi devices.
No problem. Just allow, blah, blah, blah. I think for the way this meeting was set up, it's not allowing me to. Give me 1 second, please.
Okay. So I'll just talk about the application while we try to work that out. As the agenda notes, it's a corrective action application. This is the Penna property at the old armory on New Canaan Avenue. And eventually I'll share a map that shows the location of the wetlands on the property. They cleared a small area of the wetland right at the front of their property near the near New Canaan Avenue. They ended up accidentally clearing about 400 square feet of wetland area, and they received a notice of violation from our office. They did apply for a corrective action application to restore the wetland. They have a planting plan, planting restoration plan that they submitted, and I believe that you got a paper copy of that. It does not look like the applicant is here yet. They were the applicants that I indicated might be logging on as an attendee, and we'd have to move them up to a panelist if they successfully logged on.
Alexis, let me know if you can share now. Let me. 1 second. Let me know if you can. Let me know if you can share now.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect. So I'll just give a very, very brief overview. So again, the New Canaan Avenue is on the left side of the plan. The entrance to the facility is here on the right, and it's just this small little area right off their driveway, kind of in this area. If you follow my cursor. That's kind of all that I have to say about it, I guess.
Well,
It's only up for receipt tonight, so I would just let you know that that they did submit the application and have a look at it. I encourage you all, as always, to go out and have a look. This one's an easy, relatively easy access. And look at the plan, and if you have any comments for the next meeting, let me know. Hold on a second. I think, let me just stop sharing and see if we have one attendee. Let me see if that's them.
It's a phone number. It's a caller.
Let me just ask. All right, so I'll just ask if that's him. Okay, so if that is him, so if he could be allowed to speak, Jeff.
Should I bring him to the panel?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'll just allow that person to talk.
Hi, it's Pete Romano. Can you guys hear
Have
me?
you been able? Yep.
I've been on. We can't. Samantha's here with me. We haven't been able to get on the Zoom meeting, so we tried calling in. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong from maybe something from our end.
Yeah, no
But
worries.
I can't. You know, what more can I say than Alexis has already said? I mean, that's basically it. I mean, Mr. Penna, who's been on the site for a year or two now, one of his guys drove in off of the pavement and into the wetlands to grab some logs and stuff and created all that disturbance. And so what you see in front of you is his plan to restore that area. And if you've been out there, when you go out there, you'll see it's probably reverted itself back to what was previously there. So, but we're prepared to put the plan in and prepared to come to the next meeting and describe it a little bit better, and we'll work out whatever kinks we have to get into the Zoom meeting. I'm sorry.
It says here on the application cover sheet that the site has been remediated.
Well, we haven't done the planting. What I'm saying is it sort of grew back in, is what I'm saying. Like they weren't in there digging in the wetlands. They went in there to scoop up some logs and things and created the disturbance with a bucket of a machine, but they weren't, you know, working in the wetlands, so to speak. The intention was not to work in the wetlands. They were going to, hey, clean out a log and take some of the debris out of there. And then when they drove into the wetlands. So what I was saying is if you went out there right now, and I was there the other day, I mean, you're going to have a hard time finding where the tire tracks were because it's kind of grown in again. You know, the normal brush that was there is grown in.
Okay.
But we're prepared to remediate.
All right. Any other commissioners have questions or comments? Hearing none. Thank you.
Thanks. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. The only things, folks, I would ask you, and Mr. Penn is asking, is the work that's going on there right now to install the gas main by Burns Construction is not him. So
Right.
there might be some vehicles parked in close proximity to the wetlands that we've asked them to be respectful of the area. But every time a new guy comes on site, you know, all bets are off kind of thing. But I think they've maintained their distance. They're up at the end of the driveway for the most part.
Well, thank you. We've got,
All right. Thank you very much.
all right.
Take care. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Next item, item 4.
Yes.
Is there something more that we need to deal with before we go to item 4?
No. Nope. You're good. Sorry.
Discussion or decision, S2549 310 Wilson Avenue. We have a memorandum from staff on that. Did everybody get it? Good.
Yes.
Alexis, do you want to just kind of overview it?
Sure. So at your last meeting, you indicated that there was kind of a general consensus that you did not have any significant issues with the application as far as its impact to the inland wetlands. And it asked me to write a staff report. It has some special conditions that are really kind of general conditions. It explains, again, the proposed work that's closest to the wetland would be the installation of the contractor's yard, and on the side closest to the inland wetland would have one course of a sunken concrete block curb that would be approximately 8 inches in height. And so on this side of the concrete block would be the active material storage yard, and on the other side, closer to the wetland, would be a 20-foot high chain link fence followed by a row of arborvitae, and then approximately 20 feet downslope is the start of the inland wetland. The potential special conditions in the draft resolution, like I said, are kind of standard. It does have a bond covering the, most of the bond covers the plantings. I limited the plantings to the ones that were adjacent to the inland wetland and not all the way out where there's only tidal wetlands to the south. And it also covers sedimentation erosion control, but that would only be during the implementation, the activity of kind of constructing the contractor's yard. And that's about it.
Okay, do any of the commissioners have any questions or comments about this? Liz Suchy and Kate Throckmorton are with us and could answer them. Anybody?
Nope.
All right, hearing none, do we have a motion here on this? We have the resolution on staff's memorandum. Anybody? Okay, I'll start it off. I move that the resolution on the prepared by staff for S-2549 310 Wilson Avenue, establishment of a contractor's yard for storage of processed materials adjacent to wetlands, be approved with the conditions that are outlined in the resolution, again in the memorandum dated June 29th. That's my motion.
I'll second that.
There we go. It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Do we have to have it? Roll call?
I'll do a roll call real quick. So John Mailing,
Aye.
Ed Halowinko,
Aye.
Matt Pence,
Aye.
and Cheryl Brown.
Aye.
All right, so that's unanimous.
Okay.
If I may, everyone, I just wanted to thank you all for the time you spent on this application, your thoughtful questions and your review, particularly in light of this format that we have been using for the past couple of months. So it's a challenge for everyone, but I thank you for the time you've spent and for your attention to this. Appreciate it very much.
We'll see you in
You're welcome.
Paris.
Thank you.
That'll be the next one, John, I promise. Happy holiday weekend, everyone.
Thank you, Liz.
Okay, next on the agenda, we did 4A. As 4B is S-2550, 34A Bain Street, construction of a deck, installation of above ground pool with slope excavation adjacent to a wetland and watercourse. Again, we have staff's memorandum.
Right, so this one, let's see. The applicant, I don't believe is present tonight. I thought they were going to be, but lose track. So just to refresh your memory, Bain Street is off of runs east-west between East Rocks and West Rocks Roads. At the last meeting, the applicant presented the application for the first time, and you had some comments regarding the depiction of the proposed grading at the site, the proposed plantings, and the silt fence. And like Commissioner Melling said, this is all in my staff report. But I just wanted to explain that the silt fence is this blue line, and it's about 1 foot outside of the wetland area, but it's this black line that is the existing picket fence which is kind of a lawn demarcation line, although the area between closest on the other side of the picket fence and the wetland, that's maintained as lawn currently as well. And then for the grading, usually the grading lines connect. So if you start at an existing grade, it deviates where you're doing grading, but then it would return to an existing grade. And so two of the lines, this is still probably not the most accurate depiction of the proposed grading. And these two lines would have to circle back somehow to these two, the 101 and 102 contour line. So I just wanted to let you know that isn't still quite a grading plan. So it's kind of up to you how much detail you would like and how reasonable you think his proposed depiction is realistic. And then lastly, he has kind of a row of a variety of shrubs and a few fern along the slope. And in my staff comment, I suggested maybe taking the same plants and moving them to an area that's more protective of the wetland, either in the existing lawn area of the wetland on the other side of the picket fence, and then on the slope that I think will result in this area.
Is that included in your recommendation, that movement of the plants?
Let me see, I'm not sure if I actually wrote it in as a change. Let me just, sorry. So in order to change the proposed buffer, you would have to make, in the staff report, I just say that the buffer area as revised by the agency, but you would want to discuss it more and reference that area if you agree with the area marked on the staff report. And that's really up to you to for any application, you can approve it with conditions, with limitations, or with modifications. And so I guess what staff is suggesting is the usual conditions, but also some tweaking of the kind of a modification of the plan.
Yeah, I think moving the plants makes sense.
Say again?
I think moving the plants to a little more in the vicinity of the wetland makes sense instead of up on that steeper hillside. It'll do a lot more to filter anything there.
I agree. Anybody else?
No, I'd go for that.
Okay. All right, if there's no further comment on this, we have a possible resolution, a draft resolution. And unless someone else wants to make a motion, I would move to go forward with it. Anyone? Okay. I will move that the draft resolution on S2550 34A Bain Street, as outlined in staff's memorandum of June 29th, be accepted with the addition of a requirement that the mix of plants shown be placed in or adjacent to the wetland instead of outside it.
Okay,
And
should I second it?
Excellent. Okay.
Okay, I second it. Sorry.
Moved and seconded, finally. And is there any discussion before we vote? Hearing none. All in favor please. Alexis?
John Mailing,
Aye.
Matt Pence,
Aye.
Ed Holinko,
Aye.
and Carol Brown.
Aye.
Thank you. So that's also unanimously approved.
Excellent. Moving along to 5, bond release and reduction, S-17-501-105 Perry Avenue, Gonzales. Release of a bond of $4,600 and change held for construction of a new residence adjacent to a wetland and watercourse. Alexis?
Yes, this was a 2017 permit that allowed the construction of a residence adjacent to a wetland and watercourse. Portions of the bonds had previously been released. This is the portion for the plantings that were in the front wetland. Brenda Hertanic recently did an inspection, and her inspection indicates that everything is looks great, and staff would recommend release.
Hearing that, anybody care to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to release the bond for S-17-501-105 Perry Avenue.
Do I hear a
I'll second that.
All in favor, Alexis?
Um,
Do we have to have a vote? Do we have?
Yeah, might as well, sorry. John Mailing,
Aye.
Matt Pence,
Aye.
Ed Holinko,
Aye.
Carol Brown.
Aye.
All right,
I'll move.
another unanimous.
Okay. Coming up to approval of minutes, number 6, June 11th, 2020 meeting minutes. Does anyone have any changes or alterations or additions to those minutes from our meeting? I missed that, Alexis.
That was a thumbs up.
That's what I thought. Okay, good. Well, it was, yeah, all right. Yes, I read and agreed with the minutes, and I move that the minutes of the meeting of June 11th, 2020 be accepted.
I'll second that.
Voice vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's passed. Okay, comments of staff. Alexis?
Just a quick run through of some violations real quick. Wanted to just give you a brief update, and I'll write something up so that you have a list. I think that's probably easier, but Brenda recently issued a violation for 37.5 Witch Lane, 10 Holiday Drive, and 12 Holiday Drive. They all did some clearing of vegetation and minor grading within a wetland or very close to a wetland. So those will all be new applications that will be coming your way, except for I think maybe the 37.5 Witch Lane might be a minor permit. And then 8 Shadow Lane, which had a show cause hearing at your previous meeting. They did submit their restoration plan. So they are moving in the right direction. The plan involves some other activities, including the retaining wall and grading that the property owner talked about. So that will have to be a separate plan, and I will be requiring them to make a separate application to do the work that goes beyond the scope of just the restoration plan in the order. But I wanted you to know that at least the restoration plan is in. 45 Devil's Garden Road, that was the pond that was partially filled with wood chips and leaves. And the wood chips and other debris have been removed from the pond and the wetland, so that's moving forward, which is fantastic, fantastic news.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the violation at 37 North Avenue and 40 East Avenue, which was the deposition of fill within a wetland and adjacent to a watercourse. No work has been done on that yet, so we'll be sending that property owner a reminder letter encouraging them to comply with the order.
All right,
And that's the rundown for
great.
this week.
Do you have a tentative date for the next meeting?
Yes, I do. That was my next thing. So a tentative date for the next meeting would be July 16th, which if I recall is back on a Thursday. A little bit of a whack-a-mole
Oh, okay,
finding a date. So
okay,
yes, July 16th would be a Thursday, and then back again on Tuesday, August 4th.
great, thank you.
So tomorrow morning, I'll send out an email with those dates. And so if anyone's out, just give me a heads up when I send out that email. We'll make sure that we have a quorum for each of those days.
Thank you. Any comments from commissioners?
I guess my only question would be, so is Mr. Garcia clear on the restoration plan for 8 Shadow Lane? I know it seemed like he needed a little
Yeah.
figuring things
Yeah,
out.
he did hire I have the plan actually. Let's see. We can do this, I think. Hold on a second, let me find. I seem to have minimized myself. Hold on a second. Let's see. Hold on, let me find. All right, here it is. Sorry about all the clicking. We're getting closer.
It's a good question. It's worth the wait.
Okay. So this is the plan that was submitted earlier today. Today was the deadline. So this is the cul-de-sac at Shadow Lane. The driveway comes across. This is the large wetland over here on the left, connected with Woods Pond Brook that goes through here, and then other wetlands in the back. And the trench that was dug is in this location. And so the plan, I can zoom in a little bit more. So the landscape architect that drew the plan, oops, sorry. We'll give that a chance to catch up. Sorry, there's a little delay, and there we go. So the landscape architect, there is no survey, but felt that the approximate location of the ditch was probably right on the wetland line in this location here. And these are the 10 shrubs that are required under the restoration plan. It's this portion here. This is a new retaining wall, proposed 2-foot-high wall, and some grading, which these are the proposed grade lines. That's the information that I'm going to require be removed from the plan. And then he needs to apply for a permit in front of you guys to do that work. So I do believe that he did meet the requirements for the restoration plan, and we'll be communicating that with him tomorrow. Hopefully then he'll post the bond and complete the work within the time frame that was upheld in the order. and come back for really a pretty straightforward permit application to do the retaining wall that he wants to do.
Okay, anything further, Matt?
No, that's it. Thank you, Alexis. I appreciate that.
Oh, fine. Anybody else? Okay, then I'm awaiting the final motion. Come on, Cheryl.
All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn. Is that what I do?
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Alexis.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thanks,
Have a
Ed.
good week.
See you next time.
Hey, John.
Take care.
Thanks.